then you also were saying Allied Command, something else. You added something else to it earlier. So you've got a lot of those things, TJ. ACOs.
Well, yeah, that's why I put it under the umbrella of American Communications Online. See, now all of them say that. See, I mean they're all under that one umbrella corporation, which is American Communications Online. All of them are the division of that because that's the business.
Keeping it real, that's what we would have people to make checks out to, make payments that, and then we have the different tracks. If they went into UFO Association or UFO Secret Space or Alien Contact or whatever the topic or track was for that day, you know, because they may not buy a ticket into every room with every speaker if we get into events. But we're talking overall information, just like the History Channel. We can have ACO Radio. We can have ACO UFO Association organizers discussion, which we're having tonight. But you're right, that would be easiest because it's already set up with the license, and people know we're doing business in cyberspace. But, you know, it's building a club.
TJ, calling it American Communication Online, doesn't that kind of alienate us from the rest of the world? Europe, Asia, South America, South Pole?
Well, I'm already an Allied Command off planet, so on the planet I have TJ Morris Agency too, and I have TJ Morris ET Radio, but these are all brands that are established. But as far as the acronyms, the government's very much on ACE and ACO in the United States of America. But as far as universally, that's why the UFO Association stands out. It lets people know immediately what they have built up through the Cold War. Even though they call them anomalous phenomena, your John Q. public they were educating doesn't know that. But yeah, we've got Allied Command as a division of the home corp. It's like the holding corp. You know, in stock, what do you trade as? ACO, three letters.
Yeah, it has to be based somewhere. You know, and America's just that's where the corporation part is set at is all. It can be worldwide, even though it says America. You know.
Okay.
A television show called Amazing Race is a beautiful story, and they go all over the world, and it's very good for the entire world because you get to see all the cities and all that, and they go all over the world, and I just love it. It's called The Amazing Race. But, you know, it depends on what we're working towards. But the main thing is the four of us come together and go forward in a newsletter, and the main thing is that we're working together. And then from there, we've got all these people out there working with each one of us in social media groups. I just happen to start a bunch. Janet started a bunch, and then we cross over in each other's groups. But, you know, that doesn't, as Janet and Ken, you can attest to with Louis Reinhardt and Andrew Bishago, just as friends of ours, that we all met. I met folks, Janet, and I haven't met Mad yet, but we're planning to maybe in the next year or two having our own little event as a fundraiser, which organizations do. Associations, unincorporated associations, they have groups and they have fundraisers. So we're talking about having our own in the future. We don't know, but the money would go into American Communications Online as a fundraiser. Now we're talking about 50% profit and 50% not profit, and I've had that set up for years as ACE and ACO, but we can discuss what those mean. But as far as the articles and bylaws and a real professional association, I've had the same one with a history for years back to Hawaii, and that's called the ACO Association with articles and bylaws for Ascension Center, ACE Metaphysical Institute, my Ascension Psychic Awakening classes, which David Wilcock is going to be teaching now, I understand. So, I mean, everything I've done historically, there's a lot of people out there doing the same thing. So I used to put my clothes on runways in Las Vegas and Chicago and New York and Dallas. I had showrooms I paid $5,000 a month for all over the nation, Atlanta, Dallas, New York, Chicago, California, you know, L.A. Mart. So I know that even though I did all this and put all this money into my products, my handbags, small leather goods, shoes, purses, you name it, showrooms next to, you know, very famous people in the showrooms, big names you'd know, and had people like Gucci and Louis Vuitton, same people in Italy and France making my stuff with my logo, that the government already knows I know what I'm doing and that I know how to do it. That's not the question. The question is, who are the people you want to work with and do they have a soul, and is their heart in the right place? But we came together because UFO is the word with the discussion that we all had in common, but we also are about disclosure and forming a group of people that want to be with other people for the right reasons, because we only have so much time. So I have a spiritual science community, so I want to keep my Sunday show, but I'm working on how to get that built again too. And that's where the Ascension Center came in and the lessons for Ascension Age. So we'll just have to figure who falls into what slot, so to speak, because we can't do everything. Lord knows I keep trying, and it is hard, Ahmad. But Ahmad's agreed to help me with American Communications Online, which is organizing the ACO, which is the Allied Command Organization as well, and the UFO Association. And I promote ACOassociation.com and UFOassociation.org. And then I'm forwarding my company, American Communications Online, over to ACO Association as the hub. And I will have Janet, Mad, and Ken's name on those. And then as far as the future radio shows, panel leaders, and all that, there may be other people that want to be involved. And then I'll work with authors and journalists, agents, consultants, organizers. And we're really interested in the future. And I'm all about trying to get us some books written with the future, and it's fun to see what comes out of other people's minds in the science fiction genre, you know. But this is an honor. This is how I feel, guys, if you want to help me. But Thomas R. Morris brought us the Allied Command in the patch, and I asked Ken to step up to his place as a commander because this was very real to me off planet. So I was called Commander Morris. He was called Commander Morris, so that was already confusing. I'm used to that. But now we've got Awakening the Allied Command, so to speak, and how do we go forward? So everybody's got an idea. Everybody can do the same thing. Everybody can have their own YouTube. But the things I'm going to promote out there will probably be with the ACO UFO and how we come together and work together in the future. And just
it's already
intelligence.
Yeah, that's already created, and you already have it created, and it's easy to step in it. It gives it almost ready-made for us to be able to pick right up and keep going the same way it was, you were headed. So I'm good with the ACO. The others, how do you feel about it, Janet?
Oh, I'm live.
Ahmed?
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me? I think it's a great name. That's what I said when DJ came up with it. I go, you got a winner here. And she comes up with some really good names. And I said, wow, this fits. And so, I think we should do it. If somebody protests, we can address it at that time. But I think we might have it covered by having that named it the Mad Code.
Well,
you're running out, yes.
Like
we
I
got
said,
2 minutes left. Ahmed, you're going to put it in line. You got 2 minutes left.
The only thing I was saying is when you Google just that, it comes up with the government stuff. That was the only reason I said add the other. Of course, eventually, if we get enough stuff out there, we'll blow the governments off the Google. And by the way, the dark web's not a bad thing. The dark web is just 90% of the internet is not indexed. Indexed sites is what Google has. The rest of the internet is not indexed. That's what the dark web is called.
So,
and we can get educated
it,
about that, right?
Are you coming from? Are you referring to Allied Command Organization, or the American Communications Online?
Well,
or how are you going to blend the two?
The company is American Communications Online, Ken, that's already set up. That's just a name that a business that's gone through all the red tape. But under that, we can do DBAs. Divisions, but you and all of us would just run it through there because it's established and it's a Florida company. But after that, I will run PayPal to these domain names, and then we can set up our own artwork. Like right now, Ahmad and I are both on DeviantArt. But and then all of us are on Patreon, I believe. We all got a Patreon account. So what we'll do, Ken, is actually educate everyone as to the tools and software we use until we get our own written, and we can have our own forums and newsletter monthly or whatever.
Okay.
I've been able to do all that. I just hadn't had the time to get my company organized, and everybody can do what we're doing, every individual. And that's what the government wants. They want everybody working in cyberspace for free now, just like everybody promotes and posts on Facebook, free. And now the government uses that and can use it in court against you, believe it or not. And I've seen it done, and I've heard it done. So whatever data, it's content providing. We're all providing content in cyberspace. Now the trick is to decide who you would like to work next to with, as a personal or professional. And you like the word for me not to say play, which I mean because I'm not getting paid social media and Facebook or doing social
You're
content.
doing good. You're doing good.
Professionally, when you get paid $1 to do something, you become a professional. You got paid to do that. So I would like to all of us be entrepreneurs, independent contractors with that understood, and that, if we have to, as a company and as an organization, after they make, I think it's 675 as an individual, instead of volunteering, they got paid through the company at an event, then we would have to send them a form of paper that the IRS recognizes as an independent contractor. So as far as running the company, I know how to do all that, and it's not a problem. But as far as profit or non-profit, we had established, at least with Matt and I, that we'd like to start making money and put 50% profit and 50% non-profit, so like most people have, But we'll contend with all that. But right now, if you guys can agree with the articles and bylaws of the ACO Association, that's just what I've used with my psychic, metaphysical, whatever we write, books, e-books, whatever we're doing, radio shows. I just say this is set just as a guideline, and we can do our etiquette and policies and all that as we go. We can revise them. All four of us can get together, go forward. But, we all got a part, and we're all good at what we do. The thing is learning to work together. I'm just going to keep coming back to it's the people. It's not the data. It's the people. It's not the computers, right? And so that's the part I mean about the soul is let's start fact-checking and know the people we're getting involved in. And let's meet them and tell them they have to be with us at least 1 year and meet us. Like I went to meet you, Ken, and I went to meet you, Janet, and I will soon be meeting Ahmad by 2020, I hope, in the next year. But I'm pretty sure Ahmad's a human with a soul. I would be very hard-pressed to think he wasn't. After 7 years, come on.
I'm all soul, sister.
And he's also a little alien.
Yeah, I'm going to be sure I get Ahmed's email address. I'll get it offline. So, because I want to send you all the things I have on the artwork and stuff for our organization.
My email address is themadpainter13@yahoo.com, and I answer all emails. So if somebody's got questions about any of this, they can email me.
Sounds like a winner.
Okay. T-H-E, Mad, right? Mad, the Mad, not a Mad. The Mad Painter.
The Mad
right?
Painter. TheMadPainter 13@yahoo.com.
Got it.
And if they want to if they want to participate, now Ken, you're going to be setting up, and you've agreed because one of the gentlemen called from Virginia that wanted to be in this, and you've got the national director is Dr. Bruce Maccabee. So we've got Bruce and that. What is that, Janet? The gentleman with the T. Gosh, what is his name?
Charles Charlson. Charlson?
Charlson.
Is that what you're... Yeah.
I don't know if it's Charlson is his last name, Ken, Traulsen. Charlson. Hugh Charlson, my brother's name, Hugh. HUGH has been with us from the inception of TJ Mars CDT Radio, and he wants to make sure we have a veterans night that he can participate in with all the veterans that are retired or want to do, proud to be an American type of VA story, or we can do the Supreme Allied Command with all the headquarters in Europe and follow Bob Dean night, so we can talk more intelligence or military history. So we need one of those nights, which, Ken, you could run with the chain of command and the National Archives for